your cat has a secret. They may nap 16 hours a day, ignore you half the time, and look at you as if you're merely their unpaid staff. But make no mistake, every single one of their little quirks is telling you something. The truth? They crave comfort, safety, and joy, just like we do. But here's the twist. The things that make them happiest are often so subtle that most owners never notice them. Once you learn how to spot those hidden needs, you'll be able to transform their world in seconds. And more importantly, deepen the bond you share. Today, I'm going to reveal the science-backed secrets to reading your cat's hidden language, avoiding common mistakes, and giving them the kind of life they silently wish you understood. Number 1. You're touching your cat wrong. Let's start with a revelation that might surprise you. Your cat is not a Labrador. I know, huge shocker, but here's what that really means. Unlike dogs, most cats do not enjoy unsolicited pats on the head. To them, the classic forehead rub from a stranger's hand feels less like affection and more like an ambush. And yet, this is where cat parents and cats find themselves at odds. We see a fluffy face and instinctively reach for their head, as if it were a giant living snooze button. The result? Confused cats, annoyed cats, sometimes even scratched cats. A landmark study from the University of Nottingham found that cats display more affectionate behavior when they initiate contact, not when humans barge in uninvited. In other words, they want the first move. So how do you get it right? Offer a single finger near their face, like you're politely asking for an autograph. If they lean in for a nose or cheek boop, that's the green light. If they ignore it, respect the snub. Think about it. You wouldn't enjoy surprise shoulder rubs from an acquaintance. Neither does your cat. And here's a pro tip. Focus on the base of the ears, the cheeks, and under the chin. These areas are loaded with scent glands. When you stroke them there, you're not just giving affection, you're helping them mark you as part of their safe territory. It's intimacy on their terms. Number 2. Your voice is sending the wrong message. Now let's talk about something most owners never consider. The way you talk to your cat. To put it bluntly, your voice is probably too human. Don't worry, it's not your fault. We're wired to communicate with words. But cats don't understand language the way we do. Instead, they tune into tone, rhythm, and emotional intention. A 2022 study in animal cognition revealed that cats respond far more strongly to cat-directed speech, that high-pitched, sing-song voice we instinctively use with babies and pets, than to normal, adult-directed speech. So what does that mean in practice? It means your cat wants you to sound less like a tax accountant and more like a gentle, melodic bird. Next time your cat strolls into the room, try lowering your volume, raising your pitch, and repeating their name with a soft rhythm. Watch their reaction, ears flicking forward, tail rising, maybe even a slow blink. Congratulations, you just spoke cat. Number 3. The paradox of predictable surprises. Here's a riddle. What do cats crave more than anything? Predictable surprises. Sounds contradictory, right? But it makes perfect sense when you think about feline psychology. Cats loathe chaos. They need stability to feel safe, but they also love novelty, stimulation, and a dash of mystery. How do you give them both? By building rituals that contain variation. Feline behaviorist Michael Delgado calls this patterned enrichment. For example, every evening at 6:30, you bring out a wand toy. Sometimes it's the bird, sometimes it's the bug. The timing is predictable, but the toy itself is a surprise. This creates trust and excitement all at once. Your cat knows something fun is coming, but can't quite predict what form it will take. And here's why it matters. A cat who feels both secure and stimulated is less likely to develop behavioral issues like destructive scratching or, shall we say, unconventional bathroom habits. Number 4. The call of vertical territory. Have you ever found your cat perched on top of the fridge, surveying their kingdom with that classic, "I own this place" look? They're not doing it for Instagram likes or to channel their inner Batman. They're doing it because elevation equals safety. According to the domestic cat, the biology of its behavior, vertical territory gives cats 3 priceless things: a wide-angle view of their environment, a secure resting place where they won't be disturbed, a way to avoid potential threats. So if you haven't provided vertical spaces, you're denying them a deep instinctual need. Solutions can be simple. Clear the top of a bookshelf, install floating shelves, or, if your budget allows, invest in a cat tree. Remember those ancient tales of people building towers to honor their loved ones? Your cat deserves the same tribute. Give them height, and you give them peace. Number 5. You're playing the wrong way. Here's a tough truth. Even if you're playing with your cat regularly, you might still be doing it wrong. Playtime isn't just about burning energy. It's about mimicking the hunt. For cats, play is practice for survival. If you wave a toy around randomly, like a drunk squirrel on roller skates, you're not simulating prey. You're just confusing them. Cat behaviorist Jackson Galaxy puts it simply. Think like prey. Prey hides, pauses, and scurries. It doesn't fling itself into your cat's face. So here's the ideal play sequence. 1. Start slow. Hide the toy, let it peek out. 2. Make it twitch, then freeze. 3. Let your cat stalk, pounce, capture. 4. End with the kill, then reward them with a small treat. Why? Because this completes what researchers call the predatory sequence. Without closure, your cat is left unsatisfied, like being served a steak that's whisked away before you can take a bite. Number 6. The litter box. More than just a toilet. Now let's address something far less glamorous but vitally important. The litter box. Most owners place it in a corner, behind a dryer, or even in a closet. After all, who wants to see or smell cat poop every day? But here's the problem. That hidden little box might feel like a death trap to your cat. Cats want both privacy and visibility. They need to feel safe while also being able to scan for potential threats. Dr. Sarah Ellis, in The Trainable Cat, explains that cats prefer elimination sites where they can monitor the environment and have multiple escape routes. So skip the cramped laundry room or noisy basement. Place the litter box in a quiet, open area with at least 2 exits. And ditch covered boxes. They trap scent, heat, and paranoia. Get the location right, and you'll save yourself from one of the most common sources of feline stress. Number 7. The hidden den. Every cat's sanctuary. Imagine a teenager without a bedroom. Where would they escape to when life feels overwhelming? Now apply that to your cat. Just like humans, cats need a private retreat, a safe haven where no one can bother them. Research published in Behavioral Processes showed that cats with access to enclosed hiding spaces display significantly lower stress levels in unfamiliar environments. The best part? It doesn't have to be fancy. A cardboard box lined with a blanket, an open drawer, a draped chair. All of these can become sacred hideaways. But here's the golden rule. Once you create their den, respect it. Don't call them out of it or pull them from it unless absolutely necessary. Think of it as their personal temple of calm. Number 8. How to know you've succeeded. So, how can you tell if your efforts are working? Cats may not send thank you notes, but they do reveal affection in unique ways. Look for the signs. Slow blinks, gentle headbutts, exposed bellies, or even bringing you gifts, as questionable as those gifts may be. Each of these is your cat's version of saying, I trust you. You're my favorite human. Here's the truth. Cats aren't mysterious creatures withholding their love. They're simply subtle communicators with needs that often go unnoticed. By adjusting how you touch them, how you speak to them, how you play, and how you shape their environment, you unlock a hidden language, one that deepens trust and transforms your relationship. Your cat may never shout their gratitude, but in their quiet, feline way, they'll show you. And when they do, you'll know. You've given them more than just comfort. You've given them joy.